Okay. So in my experience with targeting, they spent the first week to 2 weeks with the actual attacks using directed energy weapons. And they did this in order to program me. And it's a trauma-based programming, really. And, probably much like PTSD, but, I don't know for sure. But basically, you have triggers and associations that will bring back that actual feeling of being hit. Okay? So you don't really need to do it in your dreams or anything like that. They can just do it by, okay, this song was playing when you were being attacked, or, your lights were flickering at a certain frequency. And that's just maybe not even them doing it. But, there's also the whole thing about, them being able to access and control our lights through our smart meter, or push certain songs to you that they know are associated with a trigger because it was done on purpose. All right. So there are plenty of things like that. And I do believe they have plenty of intentional triggers just based on the fact that I would have a trigger come along, and then they would send me a video like shortly after the trigger telling me I was being attacked with this. But I already knew I was being attacked with that because I was feeling it already, because it was the trigger that made me start feeling that. Okay? So, once they've got those triggers established, and in my experience, I had quite a few, from blinking lights in my house to the lights just being on, brainwashing to think that them being on at all is just, the UV in it is going to attack me. To pretty much every room in my house having some kind of trigger association that they could use, or would make me start feeling that attack again. And I would say I went months not really understanding that at that point I wasn't being hit by actual weapons, because it had been so thoroughly ingrained in my mind just by all the different programs they did, and the length of time that they used the actual weapons on me, and I learned to defend against them. And when I defended against them, they actually turned off. So it took quite a while for me to realize that, this was brainwashing and MK Ultra and everything else. Okay. So now that I started to realize that and remove the triggers, I'm starting to realize, like, just, triggers that I never would have imagined, like songs and stuff like that. Particular songs that will make me feel I'm being hit again. So what I do, number one is I'm going to have like a recording that I play when I'm going to sleep at night, that is going to mention the fact that the triggers are all released, all gone, and they no longer have any control over me. Okay, it's gonna mention that in the recording, and I can tell myself that too. But the reason I'm playing that right before bed is because it's for reprogramming your subconscious mind, because the programming is programming of your subconscious mind. Okay, those triggers are in your subconscious mind, not in your conscious mind, really. Okay, until you realize them and notice them. Okay, so another thing that I do, and really that anyone that's targeted can do, if you're targeted with harassed electronically, is you can if you have a trigger start making you feel that attack, in whatever part of your body, what you can do is just close your eyes and do your best to get into a meditative state. Just calm your body, and you're trying to bring on theta so you can talk directly to your subconscious mind. And you just say something along the lines of, I release all of the triggers. They no longer work on me, and they have no power over me. Now, when I do this, I also accompany with emotion, I'm pulling it out of me, pulling that pain out of me and releasing it. Okay? And by the time I open my eyes, that pain is pulled out, that trigger is removed. And if I know what the trigger is, like a song or something, I can listen to that with new associations and new positive associations to further bury that trigger. Okay? But by the time you open your eyes, you should feel relaxed and, that pain gone, because you released that trigger and you reprogrammed your subconscious mind. Okay? Now, I'm going to say that 90% of the time that works. If I'm ever doubting myself, that's going to be the time that, it doesn't work right away. But doing the tapes, playing the things while you're sleeping, it's kind of hard to doubt yourself while you're sleeping. So I'm going to always advise that. And they make these triggers by repetition. So make your recording be repetitive, okay? That you are, those triggers are gone. They're gone from you, and they can no longer have power over you. And it's pretty effective. So, yeah, I would advise anybody who's targeted to do that and see what happens. Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to have the same thing, that they have that conditioning stage, and then after the conditioning, it's all just triggers and MK Ultra and brainwashing.